video, so probably no one's going to be around because it's what is it? It's Valentine's Day, Australia time, 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and I decided to we've got a live stream, hopefully battle report coming up tomorrow night. Myself and Andrew, and I decided not to take Tomb Kings and maybe bring out some Orcs and Goblins after our review the other week. Which post this I might put links up to that. Not that I can't remember. That was last week, so I can't really remember too much about that one. But I want to maybe have a play around with some Orcs and Goblin lists on the Old World Builder. So I thought, bugger it, I'll just live stream it, and if anyone is around, our patrons or whatever, jump in the chat and help me build a list. And so I thought, none of it's rebased, and half the stuff isn't technically painted because it wasn't good in 8th edition, and so we'll see how things go. Hopefully it'll make an okay battle report. Who knows? But what I did do is thought, just so people know, I decided to share some of the pictures of some of the stuff I've got painted. There's more actually, and I'll talk through that. But there's also a bunch of stuff that's in somewhat of a either painted or half assembled state, and I think I'm going to use some of that. So example would be a second wyvern. I think with this list, I want to go with 2. I'm just going to go straight into it. So if you're around, you're around. If not, watch it after. I want to try a double wyvern list, like with a black orc war boss and a level 4. So I'm going to just assume I'm going to do that. I've got 2 spiders, but I can't fit that in. But I want to try and take 1 spider. But if not, like wrestling between multiple manglers or a spider, and I just thought then I think you can only take 1 mangler per night goblin, correct? So I might have to play around with that. But anyway, this is my Waaaagh the Slaughterer model, so I'll definitely bring him, but he'll be obviously acting as a level 4 or level 3 Waaaagh, or what are they called? Git Orc Knob, or whatever the hell it's called these days. I should have actually grabbed the book. I'll bring it up on PDF then on my own screen here. Because, and that's not it. Who cares? We'll go to Old World Builder in a minute. I've got a bunch of river trolls. I like the idea of river trolls in Orcs and Goblins because they've got extra wound. But will we fit them in? No idea. Oh, and I was just about to ask the chat. Thanks, Paul. I need a build for the Black Orc War Boss. I was definitely going to take the pants because why wouldn't you? Talisman protection. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the logo, which is in the way. Sorry, because I can't see what you're saying. Go away, logo. And it just came back up. Talisman protection. Yeah, so that's 5+ ward. So you got a 5+ ward, 5+ regen. I like it. So the build that I was thinking about didn't have the talisman of protection, but that's probably because of points. I was just throwing some stuff in. Yes, I like it. So let's assume we'll put that guy in. I will do that in a minute. Giants are cool. I love that. So what probably got me back into 6th edition at the beginning of last year was finally painting this guy. I did the base coat on this skin of this giant, I would like to say 7 years ago or something like that. And then after 8th died, I stopped playing 9th Age. It just died. And then about last year, I was about to play a WAP game, Orcs and Goblins, and I went, let's start painting him again. I can't really zoom in there, but like I loved painting. I think his flesh turned out cool. Love his nipples. I love his gangrenous fungus toenails. I'd love to take the giant. I think in this game, I've played around with lists before with Orcs and Goblins. I'm not sure I'll get a giant in, but if I do at some point, I think he came out pretty cool. I've got a second giant to paint up, but haven't done that yet. You can see a lot of the colourful squigs there too. I'd love to get squigs in as well, but double wyvern and maybe a spider, I think we'll be pushing it, but we'll see how we go. I don't have any orc boys, so except for savages, but I mean, I'll just play them as whatever. And I was even thinking their spears. Okay, so I did do some up as bows. So I've got like, I don't know, 90 of these dudes painted. So if I need to do some bows and some with spears and just claim us as orcs, I'll just do that. At least at the moment, because none of it's going to be based properly. Yeah, there's some other cave squigs. And this is without, I've got all the AOS squigs. I've got to redo them, but they're going to turn out good at some point because I do like my squigs. This is my favourite spider. So the original spider, it's the standard boring pose. Thanks, JA37D. Good paint job. Yeah, thank you. When you're not really, all you're doing is painting. That's sort of what I did with the giant. It wasn't about playing a game. It was just having fun painting, and it was really good. And then when you get painting, sometimes sometimes you're painting to a goal or a timeline, I should say. So sometimes it slips a bit. That spider, I was trying to do a lot of yellow and stuff, so trying to do different, and so I matched the trolls, but it's a shitty pose that they do, very boring. So the second spider I bought, I really had him, and there's a bad shot there, but he's like really rearing up. And the base, like I reversed the base, so I think he looks pretty cool. But he's you can never rank him against an enemy because his front pincers are right in the way there. The manglers are crap. They're old recasts that I didn't even realise were recasts, and so I've got an AOS box with 2 mangler squigs, so I'm going to do them up for sure. But if I do use the manglers, I'll just use these dudes for now. You can see the old savage shaman there. There's a black orc like Grimgore. The other, I've got shamans galore. That's fine. I got the is it Morglum Neck Snapper if I needed him. I do have Doom Divers, just not on my cabinet. Pump wagon, some catapults, Black Orcs, which I never used in games really. So I definitely they're going in. So I want to put Black Orcs in. And Chariot. So I'd actually like to throw some. I like the idea of knocking out ranks, and I'm assuming I'm going against vampires. So any type of combat res I can get is going to be good to try and crumble. This is an Avatar of War dude. So I mean, I technically could take a Black Orc War Boss on a Chariot, but I think for this game I want to go for a Black Orc War Boss on a Wyvern, and I do have the one of the plastic. He's not fully painted, so I'll use him. He needs a bit of repair, but I'll get him done up. So he'll probably be my general if I take the double Wyvern build. That looks like all I've got. So just if we need to, just so you guys know what I'm sort of playing with, but I've got Night Goblins and Fanatics, Doom Divers. There's heaps of other stuff out the back, some archers, stuff like that. So I'll probably take some of those things. What happened there? Why did that not work? Cool. That's all good. Let's not worry about that too much. Okay, so that ended. So let's bring up my screen here. I did start a list. Well, it was blank, but let's have a look. Where did I put it? Cool. So, okay. Well, let's just assume we're going to do what Paul said, because that's pretty much what I was going. Oh, what did you do for? Yeah, we shield. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Wyvern. Yep. Giant blade. So that's giving that extra strength. Magic. Yeah. And multiple wounds too. Very cool. I like that. Not Armor of Destiny. Talisman. Where is it? So that's giving you 5+ ward, is it? Yep. We've got to put the trousers on. He's got to wear his pants. Cool. Okay, so he's in there. And I'll just whack a weird knob. Wyvern. I mean, the only one I definitely want to take is... What's that reroll one? Is it glittering? No, it's this one, hey. Buzzgob's Knobbly Staff, rerolling your casting. Let's do that. Did I do a level 4? No, okay. And then I do know I want to try and fit. So this is going to be the problem. I think we're going to run out of points hugely here. I'd really love to go double mangler, but I just don't. And I was originally down. So I was originally down on the Doom Divers when I did that review. But I think over time, my gut feel, knowing that the newer, bigger stuff, like the Tomb King Dragon and stuff, I think all the big stuff, as it evolves, are going to end up on those massive 100 by 150 bases. And that means the Doom Dome is going to become better and better of an option. So I think in the current meta, when you've got some older sculpts that are on dragons on 50 by 100s or whatever, it's probably a bit of a downgrade from where he was. But being able to correct by D3 on those big bases, unless you roll a misfire, pretty much guarantees you're going to get a hit. To get a good fat core and good, I found it real hard to get good fat core and good support. Yeah, I hear you. Probably. Look at that. Rare's just built for that setup. I'll leave that at the moment, but I'm not convinced I'll take the Doom Diver. But then if I want to take 2 Manglers, I've got to take 2 Night Goblins, correct? So that's... I was actually going to definitely do a Night Goblin odd get. Maybe level 2 because, God, but then... What was is it this one? No, Idle and Mork. Attempt, increases his Dispel plus reroll a Dispel. I want to get Itchy Nuisance, I reckon. I mean, that's my my handle personally, not Old World Fanatics. So I'd love to, like, whether or not that's a level 1 or whatever, it's got to have Itchy Nuisance. So I've got to add him, which means I can then obviously take Night Goblins. I was going to whack 20, but I mean, these dudes are really there just purely to dump Fanatics. So maybe I don't want to move them that big. And my current ones have short bows, but I mean, I can just proxy because we're all pretty friendly at the moment. Look, they're not going to stand up to any. I'll just do that at the moment. But potentially I will change that. And yeah, what did I say? Black Orcs. Definitely bring Black Orcs. And I'm just assuming I might take like 15. Yeah, I guess I should have a muso. Oh, this is annoying that you got to do this. I'm just going to like say that like half the unit, or sorry, a third of the unit has each one. Let's see what happens. And then from Magic Banner, big red raggedy flag, extra combat res, plus try to get a charge off. So let's put that in. So 97 points left. Oh, see, I don't want to take more than 500 points of core because it's I don't have the points. What else should I put in core, people? I would think like Wolf Rise. I want to buy the new Wolf Rise, but man, with Impetuous and running around, I think they're shit. Hey Gilthos, how you going, mate? Yeah, well, it's UK time almost for you, isn't it? You're UK, I think you are. Totally might be wrong there, so sorry about that if I am. I was looking at this earlier that for chaff, maybe that's where Goblin Spider Riders are okay if you're just going to die because they're 60 points. They're fast cav. Oh, okay, rightio. Wow, California. Okay, oh no, well, it's late. Okay, that's good for you. Yeah. 8:09 p.m. because I have Samfran on my watch because I do work for some Samfran people. So that's good time for you. We probably should do our live streams about this time then. Yeah, that's a bit late for East Coast, but who really cares about East Coast, hey? Yeah. Okay. Short bows. Araboys and Skirmish. Okay, yeah, okay, because I do have some Araboys. I was actually going to paint them up for my slow grow because Skirmish and like they charge in. I mean, they're even cheaper. 25 points. Skirmish is free and bows are free, aren't they? Yeah. Jeez, 5 points. To get to 8 of them is 40 points. Well, Spider Rider, do we even need them? Probably not. Swope, orcs. I mean, I do have orcs in 40k, but I am a little bit offended that you put a K in there for Old World. But I'll forgive you because I know the sentiment is there. So anyway, and they're all the same, aren't they? Really, Old World. We were positioned. Orcs got here through the same spore mechanism, didn't they? As 40k. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm not sold on that. What I was saying with the Spider Riders is when I was looking at the Wolf Riders, like I don't have a lot of chaff in this list, and I was thinking the Wolf Riders are not going to be very predictable. So are we better off having fast cav? You get that free pivot at the end. You can march 14 inches. Maybe you can use them. So I don't know. But anyway, let me leave that there because it's at least 503 points and 1820. So we've got, and we don't have a BSB, which I think we need a BSB. So we've only got one Arachnarok. Orc, Big Boss, BSB. Ooh, okay. Yeah. That's getting up there. You probably need one, and he can go in the Black Orcs, I'm pretty sure. You can mix that, can't you? Because the War Boss is flying around in Wyvern. I mean, that's still 100 points then to play around with some stuff. I didn't mind the magic. Where is it? Magic. What's the Waaaagh banner again? Oh, this is the one that makes you get into. Okay, so I made. Okay, so the Waaaagh banner is going to give you a much better chance of getting into combat. And this one's giving you the +1 weapon skill plus. Yeah, see, I like those two together. That's cool. Yeah, well, I've got hoppers too. Night Gone Big Boss and great. Oh, yes. You're right. If I could, yes. That's how I get. Maybe we'll do a different list here where I put, I'm going to run it. Yeah, you can't really do it. I mean, I could drop the shaman. I mean, but I do love Itchy Nuisance. Let's drop into a level 1. Do I need a BSB? Probably against vampires. I don't know. Do you need a BSB if you're always winning combat? That's the question. Probably not. Yeah, I know. It's very attractive. Where was that banner? Oh, I clicked on the magic item. Sorry, I'm still loading this. I will admit I've been out to lunch to have and had a couple of drinks. So that's why I went, fuck it, I'll just live stream. Heaps better. Yeah, see, 93 points left. That's actually the Night Goblin Big Boss on a Cave Squeak is not that expensive, is it? It's 55. Jack all. Can you give him a Cav Spear? Yeah. 62 points. Oh, I like. But then, I mean, I'm not using him to get, although I could piss that off because now he's a chaff unit, hey? And then probably put, how much of the, what did you say? You said, oh, Squig Herds. Yeah. Squig Herds. But see, I can't lose any core. Do you reckon, should we get rid of the Doom Diver? I mean, what's Vamp's got to kill? Nothing. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of the Doom Diver, at least for this game. And let's go to, let's get some, where are they? Squig Hopper Mob. Dunk, 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 dunk. 10? Cav Spears? Light armor? No one can hit him with anything. That's, yeah. Let me just leave that. I can probably shave something somewhere. Yeah, I would like the, I didn't put the chariots in. See, I've run out of, I wanted the chariots. I wanted 2 chariots going in with my Black Orc Warboss and a Wyvern. That's what I wanted. Reduce their, maybe we can play a bigger game. No. So how much are them? 90 points. I don't know. Do we want to go more Night Goblin-y stuff or do we ditch the Night Goblins and go Boar Chariots? Look, this list maybe should be more orky. So maybe I will... And to be honest, the Boar Chariots are painted and the Squig Hoppers aren't. So I would like it to look okay. So that sucks, but they've got to go. Sorry. Well, which means I can't really have him, which is a shame. Well, let's take him. I'll take him off at the moment and just see what we got because I'm going to do a different list. Oh, okay. So that is under 2,000 points. So it's a Black Orc War Boss. What's he end up with? Is that a 3+? No, is that a 2+? So 3, 2, and his pants give him an extra one. So he's 2+. Do we put the 2+, 5+, 5+? He's pretty chunky. Then we can just throw some spells around. It doesn't really have any protection, but oh well. He's not a Hierophant. He can die, although he's 335 points. I'd rather him not. Night Goblin Odd gets there just there to get the Fanatics, but he's also got Itchy Nuisance just for fun. And I do have a BSB, and then I've got Night Goblins, Fanatics. That's my combat unit. I've got some chaff. I've got some. We can use them as chaff, but we'll move them up and shoot and just try to get in the way. But they're skirmishes, so I can just potentially charge people, which is cool. Why does it keep doing that? Sorry. 2 boar chariots, hopefully with maybe the war boss, they go into things and just beat the crap out of things, reduce combat res, and the big spider and the mangler squigs. Okay, well, that's an option. Cool. Well, let's duplicate this list. Let's have a look. Let's change this. Let's go more squiggy, if that's the word. So let's drop things that aren't squiggy. So chariots are not squiggy. So let's get rid of them. Sorry, this interface is still getting me. Yeah, no, totally. I agree. So now that we've dropped that, get another mangler. But because of that, I need another night goblin, which we did have before. So let's go put him back in. Night goblin big boss. What we have light arm. I mean, we could put some magic items on this guy, but let's just keep him cheap and cheerful at the moment. So now we can unlock the 2 manglers, right? Well, yeah, you're right. The chariots are really good. Well, I mean, so what do we think about the Arachnoid? Because that's a lot of points. Like I could ditch that and fill it with chariots and some other fun stuff. Like, let's just do that. Like we've already got 2 wyverns, right? Do we need a 3rd big gribbly? I don't know. I do love the model, but right now I just want to have some options here of different stuff. So I'm going to I'll just put 10 in. I'm assuming there's a better build, better, more optimal builds here, but let's just. Do you reckon you should put 3 orcs in as well? I mean, that's a bit of combat power in your chariots. Like, I don't mind that idea for 10 points. Actually, I'm going to do it. I didn't even add that, did I? I know. Added that. Duplicate that. Mangler. Orc. I like having redundancy. It's fun. And we still have points left over. So, but we're not going to have enough to get. Are we got enough to get a squig herd in if I piss like spiders off? So what do you got to do here? You got to have. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Click the wrong button. How good at like what? How should we build these squig herds? And do they? I mean, is spears even useful, or you just basically go like 10 and 2? They've got to do 1 per 5, isn't it? Is that the rule? If so, we've got a squig herd here, and we're a little bit over, but that's okay. Maybe it's not worth taking these orc mobs. They're pretty crap. I could just put more squigs in. Oh, that went over. Damn. Well, I mean, there's 10 points to play with. Like, I can put a little magic item on somewhere. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What do you think? I mean, that in theory, what I'm saying here is the Black Orc War Boss. So that's still the double wyvern. I don't know what the Night Goblin's going to hang with these Night Goblin mobs. He's going to die at some point though, because they're not going to fight, and I want to potentially get them up to shoot fanatics, I guess, and then try to get out of there. Who knows? But we've got like fairly cheap units across the board, like, well, almost around that 100 point, which is pretty cool. And then just this bigger Black Orc unit, which does have the big boss in it. He's totally nude at the moment, except for his Waaaagh sand. We do have 10 points. I mean, you could give him something. It'd be good to try and keep him alive. I mean, I'd love to put his trousers on as well, but I'm sure I'll play around with these magic items. I've got time. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you reckon we go more the squiggy list or the spider one? Do we want the big spider and one mangler, or do we want double mangler? I mean, double manglers. It'd be a no-brainer if I had the new manglers painted, but those crappy manglers I've got suck. But it would be fun to run double and geez, I mean, what is it? D6 attacks? Is it D6 impact hits and something else? D6. They just have so many like attacks. What is it? I've got it here somewhere. Let me have a look at that. Just looking on my other screen here. Sorry, guys. Where's the mangler? I think I went the wrong way. Yeah. I wonder if the Arcane Journal, you're able to get more in. Who knows? At some point. It'd be cool. So I'm just trying to find the mangler in this PDF. Oh, man. Search for it. Right. Mangler. Yeah, so D6 attacks. Their impact hits a D6, which are at -3 AP. That's awesome. Their actual attacks, the D6 attacks, have killing blow at -2. And then they also have D3 stomp attacks. Then when you kill them, they get timber. I mean, they're friggin' good. Wow. And then toughness 5 with 4 wounds compared to 3 wounds in the older editions. So yeah, double mangler sounds fun. Yeah, my list is level 4 shaman on the spider for 18-inch command, but that's a forest, like that's not a night goblin shaman. Hey, not that it matters, but it doesn't unlock any night goblins. Yeah, I think that's definitely worth a try. So, this thing that got, I mean, 2,000 points. There's just so many different builds the orcs can do. The more I've looked at it, the more I've gone, yeah, they are worth playing around with. So cool. I don't know. I'll pick one of these two tomorrow. I mean, I've got another day to play around with it, so it's not a rush. But I just thought I wanted to throw something together, see what you guys think. Ah, okay. They lose combat, get run down just for me so far. Okay, well that's cool to know. Well, and they are random move, hey. So like, you can't even guarantee they're in combat at the right time. So I guess that's always been their problem a little bit. Is that right? I mean, they're still random move, aren't they? They're just on bases. That's the only difference, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. But is that because they went in by themselves, Gilthos? Like you couldn't plan the charge at the right time, I guess. So they end up by themselves. In my head, my naive head, I'm like 2 of them going up with the wyvern or the chariots, or maybe 2 of them and then the other wyvern coming in. I am thinking, how have you guys run your level 4 on the wyvern? And if so, have you had any luck with the like the assailments? What's the assailment spell? Oh, there's a couple of them, but like the actual. So I'm just trying to open the rule book wherever it went. What's the Mork one? Laws of Magic. Waaaagh. Oh no, I'm looking in the wrong book here. Is there any? What's the assailment ones in the Waaaagh? There is none. Okay, that's nice to know. I'm thinking of the Ravening Hordes one then, aren't I? Sorry, I'm looking on another screen, so it must be very annoying for you guys. Why is that not coming up? I have my rule books. I just have them behind me, and I don't want to get up and get them. Law of Gork. The Brain Burster one, single, and like I guess, but he's going to be in combat. But Strength 6 hits D3 multi wounds with no armor or regen. I feel like if he can survive being in combat, if you get that off twice, you could potentially easy punk some characters if you haven't died in time, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, I'll probably be a bit too much aggressive with my Orc Weird Knob just because I'm like, hey, it doesn't matter if he dies because he's not the Hierophant. But yeah, he's still pricey. So you take 4 night, and they're 45 points or something, aren't they? Yeah, with great weapons, 2 on the squigs. Yeah, I mean, this thing you could easily do just basically a Night Goblin list, eh? And then you got the Spider as well. I know that's definitely a build, and I'm pricing out some. Sorry, something just really. It must be a storm coming through. Wow, I don't know if you guys heard that. Wow, that was big. Suppose my dog hasn't freaked out. Yeah, I'm going to buy a bunch of the Night Goblin AOS Vanguard boxes, whatever they're called, because and get some newer in inverted commas Night Goblins because mine are really old. I think they're the Battle for Skull Pass ones, so they're a bit either that or 4th edition ones. So I've got a mix, and they're pretty crap. Anyway, cool. Well, we will. I'll run with something like this. I think I'm leaning towards a double mangler just for fun, but I can be convinced otherwise. So leave some comments because I would love to run that red spider that I showed you. It's probably one of my better painted models, and it'd be cool to have it on the table again. Going against Vamps. I mean, a lot of this is immune here to psychology anyway. But yeah, there's not a lot of big units here, but I mean, we're in Monster Hammer, aren't we? So Hero Hammer and Monster Hammer. So might as well embrace it, I say. Cool. Well, anyway, I hope you like that quick 30-minute list building just off the cuff. Let me know if you like those ones, and can do a little bit more of them. Otherwise, if you're around, I guess we're going to try stream tomorrow, but it would be like, what's the time now? It'd be like 4 hours from now, like later. So it's because it's probably going to be about 7:30, 8 o'clock Australian Eastern time. So that's probably going to be hard for some people. But we'll give it a go. It'll be up on YouTube and you guys can check it out. Cheers, pal.